Just got in a little workout. You know what time it is. It is time for the hydro bed. Oh man, I think it might be time for a haircut. I am headed to Guadalupe Mountain National Park right now. It's about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours away. You have to kind of loop around the whole park and go in the north. There are a couple really nice hikes that I'm really excited to do, including the Guadalupe Peak Trail, which is about 8.5 miles or so, but it's supposed to be a really pretty summit, so I'm super excited. I'm planning on doing that tomorrow. I have a campsite there tonight, so a lot going on here in the next couple days, guys. I'm super excited. If you are out there sleeping in your vehicle like I am, don't park next to an airport. Not a good idea. I mean, especially in an international airport. Yeah. So when you're driving near the border, just be ready for these little inspection stations. You don't have anything to worry about if you're playing by the rules, but if you're an outlaw like me, well, better pucker up. You're about to get interrogated. Just thinking out loud here, but I think that is my mountain right there. I just found the cutest little gas station here in Del City, Texas. I also saw my very first tumbleweed. Very special day for me. It was a baby one, but it was still a tumbleweed, so it counts. So like I was saying before, Guadalupe Mountain National Park does not have any gas. So I thought, well, I better fill up at the closest pump before I get into the park, right? And so that pump happened to be in Del City, Texas. And from Del City, Texas to my campsite, it is 60 miles. But Google was telling me that it is going to take me 2.5 hours to go 60 miles. Now I realize why Google was saying 2.5 hours to go 60 miles. Compared to Big Bend, this is nice. Just got back to the truck here and I'm kind of setting up for tomorrow. I'm probably going to pull out of camp at about 7 or so in order to get to the Guadalupe Peak trailhead, hopefully around 9. I don't have any signal, so I've had to plan out my route on my road atlas. So we'll see how it goes. Nothing is guaranteed when you're going off of a map that you have to read because I'm an idiot. The trail I just completed, by the way, was called Bush Mountain. It is actually at the Dog Canyon trailhead here in Guadalupe Mountains National Park. It was a very beautiful hike, as you guys saw. I actually don't know the mileage. I didn't complete it all the way through because, well, it's probably a full day hike, and I started it at about 3 o'clock or so. So I would estimate I walked 5 miles, 6 miles probably. So I am going to go ahead and set up camp and make myself some dinner and enjoy this beautiful view. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Also, really quick side note, there were a ton of horse tracks on the trail, and that is something I really want to do, is ride a horse, and more importantly, ride a horse up a mountain. That would be so awesome. But first things first, I gotta walk up one. It is breakfast theme, as you can see. 2 sausage patties, eggs fried with cheese on top, Colby Jack shredded, Tabasco, sorry, that was blasphemy, Frank's Red Hot, and a nice cold glass of milk. Cheers, guys. Guadalupe Peak Trail is definitely no joke. With about 3,000 feet of elevation gain and about 4.2 miles up to the top, it was definitely a burner. As my recent friend Zane would say, it was pretty spicy. I can honestly say that he helped me so much yesterday. Big shout out Zane, if you watch this, man. Thank you so much. It was definitely a challenging hike, but I totally recommend it to anybody who goes to the park. I saw a lot of people a lot older than me complete the hike, so you can do it. I must have been pretty tired because I came back to this campsite at about 3 and went to bed at 6 and woke up at 6 this morning. The campsite that I'm staying at right now is actually on public land, so I didn't have to pay anything for it, and it has been the most peaceful campsite I have had so far. The site is actually located just before you get to White City if you're headed out of Guadalupe Mountain National Park. So I totally recommend you check it out. Well, I've got the rig all packed up, I've had my coffee, I've had my 12 hours of sleep. I'm headed to Carlsbad Caverns National Park. This is a park that I've been pretty excited for. The past couple national parks I've been to, I've spent almost a day at each climbing a peak. So I thought, you know, it'd be nice to go down for once. This beautiful concrete walking path actually made this cavern really accessible for early explorers. Yet another awesome natural formation here. Man, people in the 1930s were pretty wild. They actually wanted to blast a tunnel through here so we could get cars inside the cave. Could you imagine how loud that would be? Well, I'm not so sure how well you guys can see it, but there is a rope right there, and it goes all the way to the roof of the cave. And that rope is actually from 1985, when a group of explorers actually climbed up into that hole. I'm not sure, yep, right there. They actually climbed up into that hole and they explored an even higher part of the cave right above the big room. It's actually called the Spirit World, which is pretty cool. And even from the Spirit World, they went even higher into what they call Halloween Hall. So unfortunately, something I will never see, but it has been explored, which is pretty awesome. So it's hard to tell through the video, but that lit part right there is actually 90 feet below me right now. And that is actually part of the lower caves here at Carlsbad Caverns. Unfortunately, I do not think the tour takes me down there, but there's so much to see up here anyway. That is actually a pretty makeshift ladder constructed by early explorers, and it goes down into a black hole. I think my time here in the cave is done. This thing is flying. If these are feet, this is a fast elevator. So I climbed up on top of a giant dune and I could see the truck way out. So I know the way I have to go. I didn't really want to wear sandals because I figured that would be like sandpaper eventually between the strap and my foot. So I wore boots just to give you guys an idea. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, my poor boots. Hopefully they recover okay. I'll shake them out good when I get back to the truck, but I'm gonna go the rest of the way to the truck barefoot because I'm in sand, so why not? absolutely spectacular. Totally recommend it for anybody that's out here. It's only 5 miles. It's a loop. I will say on the way back, the markers are kind of hard to see. I actually lost them. Eventually found a dune that was high enough that I could see the truck. Also, you can use your GPS to show where the trailhead is in comparison to where you are, and you can kind of get back on track that way. I'm sure they'll run maintenance out here and fix the markers, but I think a lot were just kind of covered with sand. I even saw a couple markers that were just snapped off because of the winds. Also, just a quick tip, if you guys are going on a day that's windy, I recommend taking a little hanky with you and just tying it around your neck, and so you can pull it up around your nose and your mouth so you don't have to breathe in a bunch of sand. Like the first 5 minutes into the trail, I had sand in my mouth already, so I also recommend a pair of shades or just glasses, something to protect your eyeballs, because I wore mine almost the whole time and I still have sand in my eyes pretty bad. Also, as far as Carlsbad Caverns go, I know I didn't really do a summary on it, but super awesome experience. You'll see some pretty awesome stuff in that giant hole in the ground, and I totally recommend it. I think it's only like $5 for a tour. If you have the annual pass to the national parks, you get in for free. Well, you had to pay for the pass, but you know what I mean. That's gonna wrap up my day. I'm gonna go find somewhere to eat and sleep, and we'll see what I get into tomorrow.